Great. All right, second stream, we're working on rect. So in the first stream, I focused on the design and I initialized the repository. I got a README going. What are we going to do here? We're going to start coding. So there are two main components here. One is a runtime component, and the other is a build process, basically. And they're fairly independent. And the runtime takes the build process as output. Web GUI. So the build process takes inputs to outputs. And then those outputs can be stored offline or in Supabase. And so the order of these is sort of a problem for me. Are you on Discord? I'm on Discord, but I'm not streaming to Discord, but I am there. I'm in the channel. If you want to drop something in the chat, I'll see it. The order of these is sort of a problem for me because in theory, the build process starts the information architecture. So from an information architecture oriented point of view, we want to start with this build process, which is going to reach over into TikTok or Google Drive, pull out the videos, transcript them, and we'll talk about that in a minute. I may not need to do transcription myself. But anyway, someone needs to do transcription and then consume that into an LLM and then produce the outputs. And only once we have those outputs will the runtime be true to form because we want it to run on these outputs. However, the runtime might be useful to build first for two reasons. First, I already have a UI stack in mind, and we can see that on the screen here. React, TypeScript, Blitz, Prisma, Supabase. Thank you for the follow. So I have this stack in mind here, and what we notice about this stack is that it includes the database layer, and it includes an ORM layer. So do we want to basically create the database first so that the ML process has a place to dump? Does that make sense? Also, we can build the UI first if we want to, just using sort of mock data. So we're going to have quizzes and flashcards and stuff, and we just like make a few mock ones. So what I want to avoid is I want to avoid the ML world having its own business model, like information architecture, database setup, having, I really don't like to do my database creation in Python because of the weak types, basically. So for these reasons, I think going for the runtime is a good first step. But also, that's pretty much a solved problem, so I don't know if it's interesting. And the ML side of it is really more interesting to me. And I kind of want to do that first because by virtue of the fact that it's not a solved problem, that is where there's a lot of potential implementation time risk. And I think we can cut down on that risk dramatically if we do that first. How do you stay focused for long periods of time? I don't know that I do. I take regular breaks. What's a long period of time? Yeah, I think the answer is I don't. What are you working on? We're working on rect, R-E-C-T. This is an open source repository. It's an AI assisted tool to turn social content into educational material. And we're starting with my TikTok and transforming that into Latterly slides. So that's where we're starting. Cool. Let's do the ML thing. That's what we're here to do, right? I mean, we have a plan for this. What I'm wondering is if I'm going to use AI to help me build the LLM outputs, it might help it to make it aware. So yeah, let's do that. I'm already aware of how I want this thing to look, but GPT is not. And I could try to tell it in words, but it's actually going to be much more clear if I tell it in code. So would you recommend Java? Java's fine. What do you mean recommend? It's not the most beginner-friendly thing, but yeah, it depends on where you're at. I mean, they teach it a lot in schools, so it's fine. It's commonly used. There's lots of material on it. There's lots of jobs available. If you try it and you hate it, like, don't think that you hate programming. You just hate Java. It's not the same thing. It's not the first thing I would recommend for someone who doesn't program yet. I think it's a good intermediate language. For backend dev, yeah, Java is, again, it's technically very fast, stable API. There's a lot to love about Java. Lots and lots of documentation. It's been around forever. If you're a business and you're like building a Java app, you can get people. It's a big labor market, you know. But if you're someone who has never coded before, I would not start with Java personally. I wouldn't. But it's a good intermediate language, or like if you already code, if you already have a job and you're wanting to add another language, it's a very good option. I think you can learn a lot of really interesting idioms in Java. Okay. So let's go for the runtime first. And I want to make sure that the retrieval AI is aware of next 13. Where's that link? I wanted to make sure it's aware of next 13 in the app directory. What is Next.js 13 and why is it interesting? What was the cussing about? Just the tabs? Are you using Prisma to access the Supabase Postgres DB instead of Supabase APIs? Yes, I will be doing that. I'm not doing that currently, but I will be doing that. Answer with plain GPT. It knows? How does it know? When did Next 13 come out? Yeah, it came out in 2022. Where's the GitHub for this thing? This deep set retrieval augmentation SVB. How does it know its training set extends into 2022? GPT is not, it don't be like that. Are they really using Hugging Face as the code repository? That's kind of crazy. So this is not on GitHub, it's here. Okay, that's fine. I guess it's not that crazy, never mind. You have a requirements file. SQL Alchemy, Streamlit, great. So you're not going to tell me there's not documentation on the training set. I guess it's embedded in the database. I'm not going to open all that up. How is this so lightweight? This is crazy. I guess I need to make sure I use this. I need to make sure I use this Streamlit thing. Turns data scripts into shareable web apps. What kind of pipeline? It's a haystack pipeline. Add node retriever. Text DaVinci 003. Thank you for the follow. Hey, quick reminder, I am streaming on YouTube and you can see the full screen. Link in my bio if you're on TikTok. Okay, so it says that the new model is better, great, but it doesn't tell me about the training set. Yeah, I don't know. Let me ask specifically. Training set. Trained on a more recent data set up to June 2021. So how is it telling me about, I'm gonna actually tweet this. How is it telling me about how's it telling me about 2022? How do I tweet these haystack people? Deep set Twitter. Okay. So let me just repeat this, and then the picture's worth 1,000 words. What is next? Let me even have GPT say when it was released. And then we're gonna move on because this is not like, this is not what we're here for. Ah, not the static news set, sorry. Released in October 2020. It's hallucinating, yeah. It's hallucinating so boldly. That's really scary. Okay, I don't even need to ask them actually. It's just straight up hallucinating. When you first started getting into coding, did you struggle with being focused for long periods of time? Um, Mike, what's up, Mike? Thanks for being here. Hey, DM me if you want to join in the hackathon, dude. It's a hackathon going on. Mike is a super talented Python developer. Actually, he's probably in the top 5 or 10 people that would totally be able to help me on this project. What does hallucinating mean? Hallucinating means that the AI is bullshitting you, basically. Um, so you see how plain GPT, it says Next.js beta was released in March 24, 2021. That's just factually not true. So the AI generated this as its best estimated thing to say, but its best estimated thing to say has no grounding in reality. So we call that hallucinating. Large language models sometimes just lie because they don't know. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, y'all, if you're over there on TikTok, you're looking at that little screen you can see on YouTube, you'll be able to see the full screen. Okay, so what am I doing here? What I wanted to do was make sure that I could use the app directory. And I thought that the non-retrieval augmented GPT doesn't know about the app directory. Next 13 beta is a new release. It brings new features and the app directory. See, this retrieval augmented knows what's up. So I think we're good to proceed. I'm still trying to figure out how much I can trust GPT-3. I really don't like GPT-3. I like GPT-4, but the GPT-3 with augmentation seems all right. Okay. So let's get started. Let's go get Blitz. Let's close this. We're going to get the new version of Blitz. Okay, my current version is beta 2 subversion 19. We want to go over to blitz.js. So here's the framework, full stack framework for Next. Check it out, it's cool. We go over to the GitHub. What is the latest version is what I want to know. Subversion 25. Released 5 days ago. So let's update to this bad boy. I'm going to yarn list because I need to know, did I install Blitz from yarn or from npm? Okay. Yeah, let me yarn, is it -g list? Yarn global list. Okay, see I have Blitz there in the yarn global. So let's yarn global remove Blitz. Y'all, I tried to get a mocha, tall mocha with 2 extra shots and cinnamon, and there's no mocha in it. So it's just a latte with cinnamon and a lot of espresso. That means it's programmed to give back an answer, even though it's not totally correct. You nailed it. Darlington Daniel. That is correct. And that's a huge, scary thing about large language models. So they're basically predicting the best thing. They're predicting something to say according to some objective function. And it doesn't mean that it's true. It's only true insofar as the truth is correlated with its training set, which is definitely not a perfect correlation. Okay, yarn global add Blitz. So I can just remove it and add it back, and it should grab the latest one, if I'm not mistaken. Want to be a programmer? You came to the right place. Follow the page. Discord in my bio if you want to hit that up. This This vitamin water has stevia. It was a little bit sweet. I thought it had sugar, but apparently not. Okay, installed Blitz 2.0.0 beta 25. So this is the latest. So now what I want to do is create a new application with Blitz, and I want to make sure that it's using next 13 with the app directory. This looks like this is not up to date in the docs. Add a Blitz server file. Yeah, that's not going to help. So I can just make a new Blitz app, and it might already have the app directory. I just don't know if I need to pass a flag or anything. This is not what I want to look at. What do I want to look at? Okay, here we go. To support the new paradigm of Next that uses React server components, the following methods and hooks. I was hoping YouTube would be hopping, but it seems like all the action is on TikTok. Yeah, it really is. I don't know why. Like, if I was a TikTok user, it'd be hard to see the full screen and I'd go over to YouTube, but I guess just like switching apps is like too much work or something. We can verify that keyword comes up. Cool. Do a little typo, pull request, no bigs. It's easy to fix stuff like that, so why not do it? Okay. This provider should wrap the app and placed at the root layout TS file. Okay, so if that's all it takes, that's pretty straightforward. So we want to support Next 13 with the app router folder, so we just have to define a layout folder. Or sorry, a layout file. And then you can get Blitz context like this. We love that. Sheesh, this looks great. The hook is implemented as the replacement of the Blitz page security auth utilities. So you have to instantiate the context every time because they're in like their isolated context, so you can't really share the context, but that's okay. That's okay. Xander says, I'd move over, but I like the vibe of not having the full screen, IDK. That's cool. I mean, thank you for sharing that feedback. Good for me to know. Thanks you all for being here. I appreciate the likes. Over 1,000 likes. That's awesome. In an RSC, so that's our React Server component, page or layout. Sent a lightning bolt. Let's go. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so this looks good to me. So does not require any breaking changes with the major upgrade. I don't need to do an upgrade because I'm just creating a new application. Add the new use client directive to the following files. I'm not seeing any special handling needed. So let me just make a ordinary Blitz app and then we'll see. And well, let me scan over this upgrade because maybe you install and then you immediately upgrade. But these are the next upgrade docs. So so nothing is needed on the Blitz side. Next introduces a new app directory. However, upgrading does not require its use, right? Yeah. All right. So basically what I'm hearing is do everything as you normally would, and then you can add this like directory if you want to use it when you're ready to use it, which is that's an awesome rollout strategy on their part. So kudos to Blitz and Vercel and the next team for that strategy. That's like a fully non-breaking and incrementally adoptable and optionally adoptable pattern. Love that. Okay, so I think it's just Blitz new, isn't it? Blitz new rect. So what are you trying to do now? I'm setting up a new application. We'll do TypeScript. This will be full with the database. We're going to use Yarn, React Final Form. I don't actually care. I actually slightly prefer React Hook Form, but they say recommend the top one, so fine. Oh. So the new version of Blitz, if you've followed my channel for a while, I'm a big fan of Blitz. I've been using it for years at this point. And it's a very dynamic framework. It's had a lot of changes over the years, which I think is one of the reasons that it's not more widely used, is because people don't like to buy in and then have to upgrade like every 3 or 4 months. And I would not actually really use it in a commercial situation, but for my hobby projects, it's fine. But every few months you get a new feature. And the new one is that they are no longer using jest, if I'm not mistaken. They're using vtest or vitest. So let me just check this package file. Well, they have just DOM. That's not the same as just though. So interesting. So they're using vitest, but they're still using they're using it together with just DOM. That's interesting. But the main runner is vitest, not just anymore. If you go to his GitHub from his bio, you can read the README. Yeah, that's true. While this is installing, I'll also just go over it real quick. So we're building an AI tool. It's called rect. Why is it called rect? Because there are 4 points like a rectangle. Get rect or something, please PR a better tagline. So this is an AI-assisted transformer. It takes all my TikToks and then it's gonna make educational material out of them. Static materials like a slideshow, flashcards, quizzes, and a chatbot that you can just ask. People ask me questions. Hey, John, what project should be like my first coding project in my portfolio? How do I update my resume? All this stuff. And hopefully, if it works, you can ask similar questions to the chatbot and get like more rapid feedback. This build has taken a while. Let me stage this stuff. It's gonna try to auto commit if I'm not mistaken. I really don't like that feature, by the way. Nah, I guess it doesn't bug me. When you're updating a Blitz app and it auto commits, can be pretty annoying because there might be like issues. Routes manifest was successfully generated, committing your app. It did not commit the app. Your new Blitz app is ready. Okay. So I have a folder called rect inside of my folder called rect. I really don't like that. So move up 2 directories and I will unstage these and then I will mv rect /rect to rect. And let me call it rect 2, just so there's no conflict. Cannot move it. Okay, let me make dir rect 2. Let's do that again. Why is it saying permission denied? Huh. All right, let's do this manually. Oh, Windows. No, you know what? I think it did, because look, it took out of my it took it out of my get status active changes. So we have rect and rect 2. Here's rect. Excuse me. French autocorrect. Yeah, something like that. So we'll bring it over to rect 2. Yeah, habits, I think I tried that syntax. I think that's one of the ones that I tried. So we're going to skip those conflicting files. I think that would be the license and the README. So here's the git ignore and the README MD. Okay, and then run the app. Since we're using Blitz, it's going to be a Blitz dev. Just do yarn double and Blitz dev. Should I expect they have a Supabase database? Yeah, I don't want to support SQLite. So by default, it's going to be. So let's go rect Prisma schema. So here's the schema, and you can see by default it's using SQLite. Am I okay with that? Like, not really. I want you to use Postgres. So, but let's do one thing at a time. Get Postgres. SQLite is underrated. SQLite's cool. SQLite's cool, but this is a Supabase hackathon, so I want to use Supabase. I don't want to support two different. I don't want Postgres and SQLite. If you're distributing it, yeah. I mean, if it was a local only app, I would probably keep it, but okay, get Postgres DB creds and put them in a .env.local file. Use .env.template, or like use .env as a template. I recommend Supabase. Let's link that. Pump it up. Okay. Go ahead and sign in. We're going to be using this shortly. You can sign in with your GitHub. Cool. And then 2 is yarn and blitz prisma migrate dev and blitz dev. So I think this should take care of it. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm still using SQLite, so this should still work. My shoulder's bugging. Cannot find the module. Oh, I'm not in the directory. cd rect. Cool, so we got Husky, installed the Git hooks, loaded the data, generated the Prisma client, so the types are good to go. And bam, server started on 3001. Is something already running on 3000? Why did it pick 3001? Hopefully I don't have another server running. We'll commit this. This is the blitz init commit. Congrats, your app is ready, it says in the background, but then it says dynamic server usage right here. Let's go to the GitHub. I think I saw something about this. Yeah, so look at this commit message, fix. New app generated by Blitz causes this error. This was committed yesterday. And what does it do? Cogent tasks. It basically changes this thing. Excuse me. So we'll have to go fix this manually, basically. The issue is that the version provided 13.2 is not SimVer valid. Should be 13.2.0. Bro, is that really the whole issue? Coding. Coding is so stupid, isn't it? Okay, so where do I do this? How is that causing a dynamic? Oh, I got it. Because they released multiple modules and they can't reference each other. Yo, that's pretty lame. Wow. So I guess they have not shipped this yet. Yeah, 5 days ago, and this is yesterday. So I might need to roll back the Blitz subversion, which really stinks. I was looking forward to using this one because it's compatible with Next 13 with the app directory. SimVer clean and then coerce it. If this is just for one of their packages, I can go in and fix it. But if this is like for all of the modules, that's not going to happen. Let's see if I can actually look at the, so here's the parent commit. Can I actually look at this fucking file, Cogent tasks TS. Okay. So it's packages, Blitz, source, CLI. I'm so dumb, I'm gonna forget this. Okay. Blitz, source, CLI. Blitz, source. Already not seen a source folder. Cool. Packages, Blitz, source. Okay, cool. It's utils, right? Utils Cogent tasks. Okay, so this is the file. It's line 22 here. I think this is only fixable if you regenerate the app. That could be true. That could be true. If I only have to change one line, I'm down to do that. But if it wants me to do that for all of the modules, then that's not going to work. Okay, so update the user's next.js file and adds on recoverable error. You know what? I can't be the first person that's run into this. Well, I mean, I could, but I wonder if I should just check their Discord and if they have an answer over there. So I'm bringing on screen the Blitz Discord. Mike says, I'm thinking if you patch the CLI in your global installation manually, then regenerate the project, it should work, but best to see what they say. Agree 100%. Agree 100%. I'm trying to have that be a last resort though. And what am I doing? I should control F and look for this. Oh, wow, that was a quick response. We love that. Nope, I just found it. That's just a search result. That's not a thread. Okay, so it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't seem addressed, really. Okay, all right, well. That didn't pan out, did it? So, yeah, let's go mess with our global node modules. What could be more fun? What could be more fun? At least we haven't really gotten in deep. Oh, golly. Let me not lose my README. I'll go ahead and commit the README just so I don't lose it. Why is rect in here twice? That's weird, right? Jog Huge says code. That is what we're doing. Okay, so I'm gonna go which yarn. So I'm gonna grab this, go over here, Control N, open up a new window, click Control V, enter. I'm gonna have to change this around because it is bash-like syntax and I'm on a Windows machine. So let me close that and try something slightly different. Let me try opening a new terminal, cd to this location. I'm git bash, so it should respect that syntax. I guess it doesn't like the space maybe. Not a directory. Right. Cool. So now yarn is the child here. Look at this, I got some cool stuff. I got create React app and Railway in there. What I came here to do was to look at my global packages. Maybe they're not here though. cd yarn package, is this a folder? It's not a directory. Oh, hold on, I have Blitz. I have the Blitz CLI itself. So let me which Blitz. Cool. So I actually want to go here. cd and now I can try to just open. Ah, dang it. I spy view. Yep, we do some view stuff every now and then. React JavaScript yucky. It's TypeScript. It's not JavaScript. How do you not lose focus from coding for hours? I've not been coding for hours. I think I did like an hour, hour and a half earlier in the day, and then I like went to Starbucks and took a shower, went to the gym, and I came back. So maybe that's the answer. How do you not lose focus coding for hours? The answer is that I make sure the hours are not in a row. Okay. So here I can see blitz.cmd. Can I cd into blitz? It's not a directory. How does this blitz thing get installed? cd blitz.cmd. That's not going to work. Just don't code for hours. I genuinely love coding, but yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit toxic like that, and I think I'm a little bit of a workaholic. I code in a real man's language, C++. Get out of my chat, dude. What? Okay. Tried using React on Android. It worked fine until I hit a certain command. Okay. Cool, cool. I want to know how this thing gets installed. Want to know how this thing gets installed. Let me ls cd up a level ls bin cache data. Let's check data. I'm just exploring cd global. I really don't know. Okay, here's global node modules. ls, and then we can cd. Right, so now I need to know that particular file. Installed using Termux. I don't know that I've ever used Termux. Are you on that sounds like you're not on Windows. Are you on Windows with Termux or not? So here is blitz. Yeah, cd blitz. Now what do I have? Bin dist. It's not directory. Okay, so that's an actual executable. Are they doing Rust? No, they're not. I've seen the source code. I don't know how they're getting it into an executable literal. So here's the chunks. Shitty option, build the CLI from source. Oh, no, I'm not going to do it. I'll roll back the version before I do that. We have index MJS. And I want to find this keyword. Let's ask GPT-4 because I forget the syntax. Mike might know. How do I grep in the current folder? How do I grep in all files in the current folder for a substring? You don't need to be good at math, but most coding stuff is based off math, so it's good to know math. You don't need to be good at math to code. You just don't. Okay, grep-r. What if I'm using bash not perl? So I'll try this anyway, but we'll go ahead and get that query going. The substring that I'm looking for is next version. Whoa, that's fast. I love grep. Grep is big. Okay, so chunks, cogent tasks. So let me ls cd chunks ls. This is so stupid that I have to do this. Can I just call that out? Can I just? Sorry, I don't mean to bitch, but and why is it here twice? Because we have CJS files and MJS files. I don't know like which one my computer uses. I guess I'll have to fix them both. So let me vim. Excuse me. Let me vim the CJS. Wow, this is really bogus. Wouldn't have to do it if you're working with TypeScript and React. I am working with TypeScript and React. What are you talking about? Did you know that when you compile TypeScript, it's JavaScript? So this is the result of a TypeScript compilation step. So I'm going to question mark and yeah, find this. I don't think I will be trying to code using React on an Android device again. Yeah, that sounds rough. Just use the browser, right? You can go make your GitHub repo and hit the period key and get the VS Code in the browser. It's probably the better way to do it if you ask me. Or Cloud9. Cloud9's pretty cool. How do I find the last instance? Satisfies. Yeah, it's already transpiled. Semver clean. What did this look like before? I'm forgetting. If Semver satisfies 13.2. So literally I just need a .0 there, right? Come on, where's that little, there he is. We found it. I don't know that this is gonna work, but I know that we found what I was looking for. So that is .0. All right, motherfucker, let's see if this works. All right, and I also want to vim the MJS. Ooh, look at that syntax highlighting. We love that. The next version. Next version. Yo, purple and yellow? I don't know about you, but I'm digging MJS files over CJS files personally just because of this. Okay. How do I, yeah. Control Q. Okay, now I want to I.0 escape.wq. I'm going to revim the CJS just to make sure it persisted. It's there, we're good. Calling Q. Okay, so we changed our globals. We're not sure it's gonna work, but this is what we were intending. And so if this fails, we will just go and roll back the version. But that was kind of fun. Hackathon shit. Cool. We're definitely living up to the hackathon thing. Why is all this stuff here? CDDB. No, this should not be here. Why is this stuff here? Integrations, mailers. Okay, they're just the get ignored files that are living. That's fine. Whatever. So let's blitz new rect. Let's get wrecked. What school? I don't know what you mean. What are you talking about school? What are you even making? Oh, good question. So the open source repository is called rect. Let me close some of the stuff we don't need anymore. It's right here. GitHub. You can check my TikTok bio. It'll have a link to my GitHub. And you can find this repo rect. And the README is well filled out. So basically, this is the second stream. The first stream, we were just designing. In the second stream, we're actually starting to code. But this explains what it does really well. Basically, it takes my TikToks and turns them into learning material to help other people learn how to code. That includes, it's going to generate flashcards, quizzes, slides, and a conversational AI agent. Get wrecked. That's a top tier dad joke. Thank you. Get wrecked or something. Please PR a better tagline. Leslie, what's up? Glad to see you here. So Mark Andrews says, GPT-4 knows system development methodologies. So I'm wondering about optimal prompt methodologies. These are good questions. I think they're not the questions that I'm dealing with right now because I'm kind of focused on this. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people trying to identify like how to optimally prompt. I'd be curious to hear the answer, but I'm not really curious to study it right now because I think it's just a lot of swirl and a lot of noise right now. But, you know, next year. Oh, so here's something that we do know about prompting. Reflection. Reflection is a proven prompting strategy where basically you like ask GPT something, it says whatever, and then you ask it, do you think you can do any better? Like you ask it to reflect on its own stuff. That has been proven to improve correctness of outcomes like very substantially. So that one I'm on board. We also know retrieval. Retrieval is not a prompting strategy though, but we also know retrieval will enhance the model significantly. Other than that, I hear a lot of hot air. I don't know. Can you prompt GPT to write prompts? Yes, you can. Why yucky TypeScript? Who is this person? Jog huge. This is a silly goose over here. Okay, so cd rect blitz Prisma migrate dev. When asked, is it going to ask? Okay, then I won't double. Could not find the migration file. Please delete the directory or restore the file. Yeah, let's delete the directory because that's from, it just survived from last time. So that is DB migrations and this one. Do you want to continue? All data will be lost and read. Fuck that data. Reset canceled. I hit enter. I guess it's smart of them to make enter default to no. Let me specifically say yes. Enter name for the migration, initial migration. If you're on TikTok, quick reminder, you can go over to Twitch or YouTube and see the whole screen. Mark says, your system sounds echo on this side. Oh, you know what? I think I'm supposed to be using my headphones. Let me verify if my headphones work. Okay, so now I got my headphones in. 1, 2. Is that any better? I'm not sure if that's better. You can let me know. What languages do you all know? English? JavaScript, TypeScript, do you count that as 1 or 2? I don't know. Python? I'm mid at Java. I did PHP a long time ago. I don't count it anymore, and I don't want to do that. And Visual Basic, I did that back in the day. But like, don't quiz me on it, you know. I don't know. I think that's pretty much it. unless I'm forgetting something. I'm ignoring all the DSLs, right? Bash, HTML, CSS, SQL. I'm like skipping all those. Too old for this says I know Courier new. That's funny. And so we're still getting dynamic server usage error. Oh no, we're not. It's just left over from last time. Let me check localhost. Mike says your favorite Ruby. Oh yeah, I forgot that I know Ruby. Hey, you know what? Ruby is better than PHP. I'll say that. And when I say that, what I mean is Rails is better than WordPress. Rails is better than WordPress. Laravel's on par. You know what? I might like Laravel more than Rails, actually. Whoa, this is running? So I legit have a server running. I have a zombie server running, y'all. Dang. Yeah, so I know some Ruby too. That's true. Good call out. Node kill zombie servers. Node kill zombie servers. Verify you're human. Come on. What do I look like? I guess I I am searching about zombies. So it's like, is this a human or is this like actual zombie? Defunct? I think I want to look for node. Yeah, I don't want to look for defunct. psaux. Right. Okay, so yeah, and then I can kill this one. And node is gone. And so now when I refresh my localhost 3000, it should 404. Awesome, we killed it. That's actually a good thing. We killed the zombie. Look, if you learn to code, come hang out and you can learn to kill zombies. So that's cool. All right, we are to the place, I think, maybe, where we can blitz dev. Look at this, Mike is flexing, he's right. So you got the else off and then kill-9. Kill-9 sounds like a fucking awesome metal band name. All right, so if y'all, if anybody wants to start a metal band called Kill-9, DM me. Are we alive? No, it's still like that. Shit. Why is it still like that? Okay. All right, let's roll it back. Mega bummer. Control C, of course, my command line is sticking because Windows is hot garbage. All right. So we're going to go over to Blitz. And we are at least rolling back to subversion 24, and we might need to go earlier than that. We know that 19 works. I've been using 19 at the start of today's stream. You know, that was installed and that was working fine. Fix return type of the invoke method. Did anyone get back to you on Discord? Oh, that's a good call out. Let's go see before I bail. I'm not seeing an answer on Discord, nah. I don't know why programming makes me feel so hungry. No, that's true, okay? I feel the same way. Rust is so good, I wish there were classes besides structs. We love Rust. I mean, big fan of Rust. Have you heard of Drizzle, by the way? It's meant to be a lot better than Prisma for TypeScript. Woo! Spicy! I've not heard of Drizzle. I've not heard of Drizzle, but I am aware of certain shortcomings of Prisma. For example, it supports SQL and NoSQL, which you can see as an advantage, but it's also like they're doing a lot. And that can really muck up your types, can't it? I need a constant stream of tapas. I agree with that. If there was a stream of tapas right now, we wouldn't even had this bug. It would be fixed already. Okay, so we're going to roll back, and then 24 is the one that has the support for next 13. So I think we're not going to get it. Here, I'm looking in this file, right? So this file does not relate to the lines of code that we're erroring. So what that means is that the lines of code that we're erroring, look, I got to be honest with you. I don't really see the advantage of going for 23, 22, 21, 20. So these, what do these do? Okay, we break apart secure password. It's like an auth refactor. I don't care. One of these introduced Vitest, which is cool. Vitest is cool, but like, yeah, so switch from just to Vitest. Like, how much do I care? How much do I care? Support full API of TANstack invalidate queries. That's pretty cool. Add an href property to the generated route manifest that will return a string of the path name and include. All right, fine. All right, you convinced me to go for 21. I was just going to roll back to 19 because I know it works. Add current password to the default fields that are masked in the logger. Oh shit. Oh, they mentioned me. Look at that. The one that does the next 13 refactor, they gave me credit. I just did a pull request review. I don't think I mean, I might have suggested a couple changes, but I didn't do like much here. So that's cool. There's my face, bro. That's great. All right, so I'll go for 23. I'll go for 23. Okay. Yarn global blitz, or yarn global remove blitz. Thank you for the follow. Oh, also Drizzle doesn't have another language for schema. It's just TypeScript. That's pretty cool. Hey bro, check my open source project Magnetissimo, written in Elixir. Sheesh. Hey Leslie, keep an eye on it. It's going to be big. I will try to, and please help me remember. If we really think it's going to be the takeover, then we can mention it to the Blitz people and see if they'll swap out Prisma for it. Your name sound like the name of a 10 p.m. news anchor. Are they banking? I'm cool with it if they're banking. I'd take greater than or equal to 23 since it says breaking changes in 23. Yeah, I'm with you. And that way we get sort of like closer to current, right? I'm with you. Man, how many times are they going to have to regenerate this thing? It's better we do it right now, though. All these files already got committed. Nah, did they? Dang it. Please do not edit this file manually. It should be added in your version control system. This is like a chore. Rect 4. Rect is getting wrecked, dude. Build side effects. So this is chore build side effects. We are committing is okay, and we are pushing. Leslie says, sounds good. Theo mentioned it briefly. He'll probably put a video out soon. Yeah, that's cool. I'm looking forward to it. I think Theo doesn't. Theo's not even really hot on Blitz, um, which makes me sad. Too old for this banking, bro. I mean, yeah. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation. He has some decent reasons, right? He's a smart guy. Also, if he could get on this call and help me out, I'd appreciate that. So, what I want to do now is Blitz version. Doesn't exist. Great. So now let's yarn global add blitz at 2.0.0 dash beta. What was after that? Is it 2.3 or .23 or -23, something like that, right? .23. Vamos. Lobbyist says PHP. That's how you pronounce PHP. Did you know that? It's just. Okay, so I'm going to CD up a level. Now let's blitz new rect. There is something quaint. There's something fitting about the fact that the fourth attempt to get rect to work is the one that works. I'm actually here for this. Right, because rect is called rect because it has 4 points, like a rectangle. It has conflicts. What are we going to do? We're going to overwrite. The README will skip the README. Login form, overwrite, 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 overwrite. Da 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 da. Oh, dang! I didn't mean to do the get ignore. Let me roll back the get ignore. Okay. Otherwise, overwrite all this stuff. Pretty hot potato. Haha. Yeah. Installed with Prettier, installed with ESLint. Loving that. Zod, good shit, good shit. Okay, so let's get ahead of the game. What are we doing next? What time are we pushing? We might be pushing the edge of the stream, y'all. Yeah, hour 15. So what I'm going to do is initialize a like a flashcard component probably, and that can just be the end of this stream if we can get a couple flashcards going. Really just one, yeah. I don't even want to get into database modeling and stuff. Like, what are the properties of the database model? Are you planning to write Python for this project? Mike, yes. So there are two major components. There are two main components. There's a runtime and a build process. The build process is all Python. It's going to be all Python because it's machine learning. But the idea is the build process just outputs into the database, and then the runtime picks it up. And so you can have kind of a clean separation there. And so I don't plan on the runtime application using Python. Does that make sense? Let me know your thoughts. If you have another design, I'm all ears. So your app is ready, blitz dev. I might need to rerun the migrations. Can't find the module. Okay. Package JSON is a lie. Yep. One, two, three, four. Cool. So we save these. We save these, and now I need to yarn. Maybe what I should do is just like go to sleep and then maybe they'll like release it tomorrow, like release the fix. Actually, I'm kind of serious that this might make me prioritize the Python work in front of the React like TypeScript work if they are gonna do a quick fix release like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, so the yarn lock is updated. This is updated. It's looking good. Let me blitz Prisma migrate dev. See if it bitches or not. Operation not permitted. We need to unlink the query engine. All right, so let me wipe the file again. I will wipe the migration lock. All data will be lost, yes. Enter name for the new migration, initial migration. Still not permitted. Let's see. I am happy to just delete this folder. So here we delete the migration folder, but further we are going to, oh, you know what? I probably should have run a blitz Prisma generate because it's complaining about this dot folder. So I'm going to delete it, but I maybe shouldn't have done that. Prisma, let's delete this Prisma folder, delete permanently. Okay. Blitz, Prisma. Let's try generate. I don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg, generate or migrate. Generated successfully. Okay, now let's see if we can migrate dev. All data will be lost. Got it. What? Did I accidentally hit enter twice and now it has this stupid name? Let me delete that and do that again just to fix the name. It seemed to work though, so that's good news. Initial migration. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. All right, so we are in a good database state. I'll store these, and this is a chore. Roll back V23, oh, like blitz V23. Okay, so we're in a good database state. Now we just need to get in a good runtime state. So now let's blitz dev. We're on 3000, not 3001. That's a good first step. Control click over there. First load takes a minute. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. I don't know that I even want to set up a flashcard. Do I want to? Let's just see if GPT-4 can make this really easy. This is a SQL database. Yes, it is. GPT-4, new chat, GPT-4. Create a React UI component that sits inside of a next.js page. This component is a flashcard component. This component is a flashcard component. It displays a question on what this component is a flashcard I want it to be the parent of the flashcard, like a flashcard. This component is a flashcard deck component. It displays flashcards one at a time, but it also has a next and last button. It also has next and last buttons. But it also has next and last buttons that allow the end user to cycle through several cards in a deck. Each single flashcard has a front side and a back side. When the user clicks the card, it toggles from displaying the front text to displaying the back text. The front text has a question and the back text has an answer. Ensure that the flashcard data is a strongly typed array, or strongly, what do we call it in JavaScript? Array or list? It's an array, right? In JavaScript. Ensure that the flashcard data is a strongly typed array. Make all of this code using TypeScript and React hooks as applicable. And what's the last note? Make at least 4 cards. You're up, motherfucker. It's your time to shine. First, let's set up our interfaces. All right. It's TypeScript. You could use types, but I guess we'll do interfaces. That's fine. You're the boss. I'm just the code monkey. So we come over here. We are going in the source folder. We're going to have a new components folder. Okay. And under components, we have flashcards. We'll make that like a kind of like a feature module. And so now we have the interface, interfaces. Is it just called interfaces.ts? That's a very generic name. Interfaces.ts. Flashcard interfaces.ts. I guess if it's under the flashcards folder, it's kind of like, whatever. Yeah, I'll just call it interfaces.ts, not flashcard interfaces. I'll just call it interfaces.ts. Hi. I can't say that user's name. Give me a card array. That's a file. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey, you caught me quick. Here's the flashcard deck component. Cool, cool. Flashcard. Oh, it should be flashcard deck.tsx. Okay. And it got the name right. Bingo, bingo. And then we got flashcard, new file, flashcard.tsx. Sorry, I'm a noob. TS come from JS. Yes, it does. TypeScript was developed as an improvement over JavaScript. So it builds on top of JavaScript. Now we got this flashcard component. Cool. I'm just copying everything literally. I'm not even like reviewing the code. So it's all up to the GPT gods. Finally, import and use the flashcard deck in your Next.js page. Okay, so let's grab this. We're going to go over to our home page, which is the index file. Is this code public on your GitHub? Yes, it is. So if you're on YouTube there, how should you best get to my stuff? Yeah, if you can just search my name on GitHub, Vanderveer, it's a pretty unique name. And this folder is called rect, R-E-C-T. Let's see. So here it is on screen. You can see it here, Vanderveer/rect. And give it a star while you're over there if you don't mind. Okay, so this they said this is just like a pleasant getting started page. Okay. Close, close. It does look cool. It looks pretty good. Powered by Blitz. Blitz generate all good projects. I don't necessarily want to wreck it yet. I mean, maybe I do. I don't know. Your database and authentication is ready. Try it by signing up. I want to leave that. So I'm going to shift it over to Supabase, and I want to make sure that the sign up and the login still works. TypeScript use cases. The use case is that you are developing a non-trivial application. That's basically the use case. If you're doing something trivial, like especially like coding interviews, just go for JavaScript. If you're doing something non-trivial, and honestly, a hackathon is like right in the middle. Like if I was on a team that was like a hackathon team and they were like, we don't want to do TypeScript, we want to do JavaScript, I'd be like, okay, like fine, because it's just a hackathon. But this potentially after the hackathon could grow into something, you know, and from that perspective, I want it to be TypeScript. So anything that's going to be long-lived and it's like non-trivial, TypeScript is going to help you. But for sort of like trivial scripting, it's more more effort than value. Okay, so I just want. So this environment is automatically updating your GitHub. No, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been doing like Git commits and stuff. I'm just going to put a card above this. Your database is ready. It's going to be above that. Your database. And then they have an SVG. Where's the SVG? So we'll do below that. So we'll do right here. Flashcard deck. Let's import it. I'm hovering. TypeScript takes a minute. VS Code has to go trace out where it comes from, and it found it. Control-Shift-P, TS Hero, Control-S. Excuse me. Flashcard component's not defined. I'll Control-Click. I'll click again. And it jumps me over here and it says, hey, It's already defined, eh? Check that out. How's it defined? Because it came in from the interfaces. All right, all right. So, I think I can just rename one to be like flashcard deck type. Let's import this flashcard. This has flashcard component. I don't like the naming there. I'm going to change this to be just flashcard. All right, so here we have, and you can see why it did that. It got confused about the types. I want to call my component by the name literal, and then with the type, I will add the type suffix, and that's how that's my personal preference on how to reconcile the name overlap problem. Okay, so we got flashcard type and we got flashcard deck type. And you could also go for the I. I kind of avoid that because lowercase I means like integer and uppercase I means interface. But then people get sloppy and you're like, is this an interface or an integer? That's fine. No, actually, I mean, that's totally fine. If you want to say, hey, this is not a type, this is an interface. I guess you got to respect it, don't you? I don't know. This feels like one of those things where I'm spending too much time on it and it doesn't matter that much. Technically, this is an interface and not a type, but like they're like super fucking close to the same thing. Whatever. So we're gonna go with the I convention, unless y'all scream at me in the chat if you think this is a bad idea. Just let me know. Okay. So we got Blitz provides insights from the users using it. Yeah, I don't know. Node run TS. Node can run TypeScript after transpilation, so you need to install TSX, the TypeScript compiler, or something similar. And then you are able to use it with Node, yes. Is that the main goal of using Blitz, getting insights from the user? That's not my main goal here. You know, you could eventually craft some like a product line and some business features and take it in that direction. My main goal is to facilitate my own use, not to get insights on the user, but to actually be the user. So you can see, you can appreciate the difference there, right? I'm actually my main target user. I'm trying to build a tool to solve a problem that I actually have. I'm not trying to solve someone else's problem. I am sure by coincidence, other people will be facing the same problem. But in my mind, that is, at least currently, a secondary concern. Who knows? Maybe in the future that becomes the focus, but that's not currently my focus. Okay, so we fixed up these sort of like naming things. Control-Shift-P, TS hero, it drops the unused import. Cool. We go over here to flashcard, and we need to make sure that it's importing the correct type. Here's the sample deck. You see question, answer, question, answer. I love it. I love it. How many continents are there? 7. What is the tallest mountain in the world? Mount Everest. Look at this. What is the square root of 81? Is 9. Capital of France is Paris. Enlightenment is in the air, bruh. Enlightenment. We got flashcard type, okay? And we renamed that to be I flashcard. So I flashcard. Resolve my own problems. There's people like me. Good point. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad it made sense. Sometimes I'm like coding while I'm talking, and then I'm like, did anything I just say actually made sense? Or was I just sounding like an idiot? And the answer is like a little of both. You know, you win some, you lose some. Cool. It seems to be compiling correctly at this point. Let's refresh the page. What is the capital of France? Paris. Bam, and it works. And then next. Oh, here's a trick. It should always begin on the question. It should always begin on the question. Whatever, we can deal with that stuff later. And then we also need to like fix the style. It looks goofy, whatever. Let me just put some janky style on it real quick. Is not assignable to flashcard type. Okay, so we gotta do some validation here. Bugs. I don't really care about these bugs, right? So here, cur card, const cur card equals. Look at that. There's GitHub Copilot doing something useful. It helps you build your database. Yes, that is one of the main reasons that we like Blitz. It helps us set up the database, and also it helps us keep our database schema and our TypeScript types perfectly aligned. I never have to. If you've ever worked in a large code base, you'll see that like the client types, and then the API layer types, and then the domain layer on the service types, and then your database types. They're very often not aligned, and it's a huge pain in the ass. So Blitz helps us avoid all that. Cool. You can see I'm getting some Copilot auto suggestions there. This is good. What I wanted to do is, so on click, last and next. So we have last and next should always set the card, close others, should always set the card show answer. It should always set the card to the show question. Show question state. So here is handle click, show answer. Right. So the show question, show answer state needs to be pushed up a level. It's good if you are talking. The more the better, so we can understand what you are working on exactly and how you are solving that. Yep, I agree. What I'm doing right now is I'm pushing the state of whether the front or the back of the card should be shown. I'm pushing that up a level so that we are keeping that in the deck. And this will be called handle click card. That should not be a hook. Why not? It can totally be a hook. Yeah. It can totally be a hook. So we have on click handle last, yep. And then this is an on click handle click card. On click is not implemented there, so it's complaining, so we will implement it. Remove it from here. Show answer. Okay. And it's saying, hey, these are not on the interface. That's correct. We need to update the interface. So we want on click and show answer over there. Love that. Oh, okay. Copilot actually helped me do that one faster. That's great. I am writing a scraper to populate a database at the moment. Sick. It's a good use case. Okay, on click does not exist on flashcard props. Flashcard props, iFlashcard. Oh, I think I put those things on the wrong thing. Question answer on click show answer. card answer, card question. I might want these to be two different parameters, eh? Yeah, let's split these out. It's strange to have only two QRS, to only have two and I want this to be front and back. A, B, C, D, E. See, I knew I was going to get, once you get started, right? All right, whatever. And this will be show front. Show front, if yes, then front. And we'll call this front text to make it clear. Back text. Okay. I don't need this brace. Cool. All right, let's clear up these iFlashcard props. We got the on click, that's fine. Show front, front text. Cool. All right, so those are all good. VS Code is like not reloading it or something. On the other hand, I might be better off going through the soup anyway to find all the data points. You're talking about beautiful soup? GPT gives Python for that quite well. I'm having to go through the soup text. What do you mean by soup text? Though to find the data points. The text is too long to feed GPT in one prompt. Maybe I could condense it. Yeah, the length problem, I don't know. I don't know that I have a really good answer for that. I've run into the length problem myself. We're going to run into it in this project. There's some different strategies. One way is, what I'm probably going to be doing myself is having GPT summarize, right? And so let's say you have like in length that's too long. You can break that into K chunks and have it summarize. And so then you have, right, so it goes up a level and you have like less data for it to store in its token memory. So that's how I'm planning to solve that. I don't know if that helps. OnClick is not assignable to intrinsic attributes and flashcard props. So let's go look at the flashcard props. There is no argument in this case. Even in the other case, there's, or is there? Yeah, there's no argument in either case. Show front is show answer. What's your stream schedule? I don't have one. I wish I did. Weekends? No, I'm going to be doing, I guess, Eastern after work. United States Eastern time, like after 5 p.m. And I plan to be doing an hour, like an hour each day until the hackathon's over, an hour or two each day. Does not exist on type flashcard props. Bro, yes it does. Oh, because it has card right there. Sorry, I'm the one tripping. Y'all are fine. I'm the one tripping. I went over here and said I flashcard. Yeah, so I should just do this. That's what I should do. There is no on click over here. All right, cool. So that card is looking good. This card, now we don't have that. We have front text and back text. And then up here, we want to replace each question with front text. It's just a little more generic because question. In theory, a flashcard doesn't have to have a question on the front. Although, like, practically, like, whatever. It's just a little more generic. Answer, back text. And now it's mad because of the interface. Cards, front text, back text. Okay. Show front is missing. Right, so show front should not be on the, Yeah, so we need to distinguish these. So we have the card itself, and then we have the component props. So component props are going to have all three, and then the card itself doesn't have show front. Okay, so here, this is the flashcard props. Summarize all the parts and then paste that to a new conversation. Or does ChatGPT optimize that storage in the same conversation? It does not. So yes, that's what I was suggesting. Yeah. We still want this to be the deck, but the deck will take the card. Yeah, so now we should be good, right? On click is missing. On click is missing. Right. So again, the data does not have the on click. The component has the on click, and that's just typed this way. Okay, cool. That works. And then here, this is per card dot backtext, and then per card dot front text. Congrats, today you've received 100 messages. Ooh, that's cool. On click doesn't exist on the flashcard props. Well, what? LMNO. Are we happy now? Everyone's happy now? Let's refresh this. Now it's not flipping. Let's do a little debugger. Refresh the page. So the click handler is not being called. Right, that's my fault. So we have handle click card. We go down here, and then we never actually invoke it. So here, this should be the on click. My fault. Handle click card. This should be the on click card. Let's whatever, on click, that works. Now we got the debugger. Now we're showing the answer. Get rid of that debugger now. It's inverted. So show answer should be called show front. Okay. Set show front. I might just go back and do what I did by feeding it summarized parts in a new conversation to see if it gives the same results, sort of an experiment. Good idea. Good idea if you ask me. And we want to initialize to true so that we do show the front by default. Now, what's the capital of France? Paris. And then it moves over to the answer. Wish I had access to plugins and API. Me too. All right, and so here is the last bit that I wanted to change. So whenever you handle next or last, you want to show the front. That's the difference. Okay, what is the capital of France? It's Paris. What is the square root of 81? And see, now I'm getting defaulted to the question. All right, great. So that is, and then I could do the janky little style. Sure, let's do that. Flashcard. This shouldn't be too much. Oh, there's flashcard right here. Oh, did it actually make me flash some CSS and I just didn't copy it? Okay. Flashcard component.module.css. So I have the flashcard. Its border color choice is nice. Coolio. I didn't even pay that much attention. Oh. Import hero thinks it's unused because it doesn't know. Oh no, import hero was right. I need to update this. Okay, so we got the flashcard module. I need to update the references. Cool. Is that the only one? Line 2 is wrong. Oh, I think I broke the world. Yep, cool. I got it. Thank you, good catch. Are we compiling now? Let me actually grab the style. And I mean, y'all can see, right? Like GPT is helping me a lot, but it's not like taking my job away. Like the thing isn't all by itself. Should be flashcard. Yep. Yeah, thank you. Okay, and need a margin out, and then it looks good, right? There's a little card. And I think that's going to do it for today. Oh, look, it's got the hover. Is that what you meant, the border color? It's got this little hover effect. So this is the flashcard style. I'm going to give it LMN. Let's give it margin auto. And then let's do 25 rem auto. Give it a little vertical margin as well. Yeah, I think that looks better with this next and last button. Thank you all so much for joining. It's been real. I'm going to push this up. Feel free to submit me a pull request if you're interested. So this is feet flashcards. And next time we'll get the database set up. We will have those flashcard records in the database. And then we are going to probably also set up the quiz first as well, so that we can get the in-state schema before we go and process the Python, which is going to place outputs in that in-state schema. So we'll get that in-state schema set up. So there's going to be a good amount of database and schema work next time. Thank you for being here. See ya. Good to see you, Mike.